was okay to be miserable in some way, but then you'd be very encouraging. And I remember my first table read, I did so many sketches and they all went really, really well. And you were like, you killed, and none of them got picked. And then I went to you.
Did you mean that, Bobby?
Yeah, what?
Did you mean that?
No, I thought he did.
No, it did. Actually, that was what was
Dude, I'm not a liar.
No.
Yeah.
No, I remember being like, "Oh my god, I did it," you know. And then none of them got picked, and then I went to Bobby and was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, and I go,
was like,
"This is the brutality of." How long?
Oh my god, I was on Mad TV with you in 2003, 2002. 2002.
Yeah. And
really insane.
It's insane. And I remember what a blessing. Hey, did you ever think about this? No, just let me
I blocked it out. No, I think I know what you're going to say. But
go
are you
ahead.
going to be nice to me?
I'm going to be completely nice to you. What are you talking about?
Okay, because you just keep going. It's a blessing.
I would never say anything that's going to be not nice.
Okay, well, I'm going to say when you said what a blessing.
Yeah.
Because I think that the experience of Mad TV was not so nice, but the blessing part of it actually for me, seriously, was having you there because you were so incredibly kind to me.
Well, I thought we were friends.
I did too. I don't know why it took us 25 years.
Well, because you take two different paths.
Right.
You went high, I went low.
Right.
And then I went back high again.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. No, it's just.
I mean, we travel in different, paths.
I'm just really looking success and
all that. You were just deep in it. So busy, right?
It's just there's a certain threshold.
But the blessing I think was because I remember when you were let go of Mad.
Yes.
You were super sad.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then I remember having conversations with you.
Yeah.
And then you got on, Big Bang.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was an incredible success.
Yeah.
Right? I think that if you would have lasted 8 years on Mad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is that how long were you on? 8 years?
8 years.
A long
Yeah. 8 years I was on.
Was that till the very end?
I was at when it was like the time it hit the iceberg.
Yeah.
It was sinking. I'm still in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
That's how long. Yeah. On the bodies that haven't been recovered.
Right.
Yeah. I still have the saxophone because I would have been a musician on the
you
ship.
would have been playing.
Yeah. Just a rusted saxophone with my skeleton floating in the bottom of the ocean. That was me.
That feels.
Is that you and I? Oh my God.
I couldn't find the video. What is this?
I don't remember what it is.
Wearing a do-rag?
Yes. Yeah. I wore a do-rag that day to set, and they thought it'd be fun to
Yeah.
use it in the sketch.
Yeah.
That was 2000 and what was it?
Probably 2002.
Well,
2003.
you were like, you really took me under your wing. You really did. You were so kind because, and this is the thing I was thinking about as I came here today. I was like, oh man, Bobby really, aside from even just the time on the show, you also I feel like taught me how to be a sort of grown up, like how to pay for dinner. You were always so generous. I just never knew anything like that, and I had never made a weekly salary.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand anything, and I just remember you being the most just like a shining light. And we go to Cafe des Artistes.
Hello.
You were, and
goodbye. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And then it was such a miserable place in so many ways.
Yeah.
And you were always hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
There's just somebody just sat down.
Yeah. So this is my co-host, Kalila.
Hi.
Yeah, and this is Simon Hellberg.
Nice to meet you. Sir.
Hi.
Yeah, can you repeat
Everything that we've said?
No, just no.
How did you guys?
Repeat how generous I was back then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I really talked to Bobby.
Yeah.
He taught me how.
He just said I was generous.
Yeah.
And I taught her
how to be like a man.
To be a man. Yeah.
Yeah, because
a man.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more of like a class, like a classy guy.
Classy.
A classy guy.
We would go to dinner.
Sinatra.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah. No,
Little
hey.
There's a lot of.
Whoa.
But yeah, and then also like after the table read, you were very supportive, and then you're just showing me, hey, this is like a miserable, scorched earth kind of place, and and that helped me.
Yeah, it was a scorched earth, miserable place.
Yeah, it helped me realize that it was okay to be miserable in some way. But then you'd be very encouraging, and I remember my first table read. I did so many sketches, and they all went really, really well. And you were like, you killed, and none of them got picked. And then I went
Did you
to
mean
you.
that, Bobby?
Yeah. What?
Did you mean that?
No, I thought he did.
No, it did.
It did.
Actually, that
Yeah,
was what was
Dude,
so.
I'm not a liar.
know.
Yeah.
No, I remember being like, "Oh my god, I did it," you know.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and then none of them got picked, and then I went to Bobby and was like,
Yeah.
"What's going on?"
Yeah, and I
he
go,
was like,
this is the
"This is how it
brutality
goes."
of sketch.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was it was helpful to commiserate, but
Right? Some people are bad and they go, I just did good. I have the polar
I'm
opposite.
the opposite.
Yeah, that's why you're good.
No.
You know what I mean? I always think I did bad. I always think I did bad.
good too.
Or are you like that? You
Yeah.
do a take
yeah, I'm
and
pretty-
you
I'm really-
you go, I didn't like that, but they're like, let's move on.
oh yeah,
And you're like,
story
and
of
you
my life.
and you say, can I have another one?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do they give you another one?
Now they do, and
Yeah.
now I'm finally at the point where I like literally have to go into a quiet place and just allow myself to be done, like to not ask for another take, because I know that I could ask and I know that I would get one,
Yeah.
and I now have to like listen to. I just have to have better self-talk and more confidence in those moments, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
they'll tell me if I need to do another one.
Yeah.
But it's very hard. Like, I
But
mean, once in a while, you're like, I got to do it again. But I would just sit there all day because I never feel good.
Yeah, but on Big Bang Theory, right? You're in front of a
Yeah.
live audience,
No,
so
I
you're
didn't
getting
ask for it.
instant
Yeah.
reaction from the laugh.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that gives you the confidence to go, let's move on.
I never in that situation. We never really asked for more. It was just kind of like you could feel it, even if you didn't love what you did. You knew that you could tell that it worked, and
Yeah.
they were just going to keep going. And it was not that call came from like the higher ups.
Right.
Because it was an audience. It was like it was like a rock and roll.
Rock
show.
and- yeah.
It didn't. You weren't really able to be like, can I just sneak back out? And once they say moving on, it's like the fucking
Yeah.
the song starts playing and they're
Yeah.
throwing candy, and you're like,
Wow. So you've never done a scene twice?
no, we would do it twice, but I just wouldn't ask for more. Like you do it 2 times or something, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
if you felt kind of like. You just didn't ask for more, really.
Right.
Maybe once in a while.
They would ask. They would like, hey, we should do it again, and here's some changes.
We always did it more than once because you just got to get a couple times, and usually it was to change jokes and to
Yeah.
and sometimes you would change the whole scene if it didn't work. But once it started getting laughs, that was sort of the barometer.
Yeah.
And that was a call from like producers. That was like Chuck Lorre saying, "Hey, if you got 300 people laughing here, then odds are, 30 million are going to laugh at home."
Wow.
That's sort of the like.
Well, that's
the
like
metric.
so that's like stand-ups, right? If I'm getting a big laugh, I can feel it, right? And I can just move on, or maybe add. But it's like, but here's the problem in a single camera, because I've done a lot of singles,
Yeah.
where it's like there's no laugh,
You don't know.
and you don't know, right? And so that's when you want to. I wish I was at a power where can I see it? Are you at that
Yes.
level where you can see it?
Yeah, sometimes, but I tend to not want to. I'll watch sometimes like just to see if it like actually like with the sound off. I just want to sometimes see how it looks and see what is coming across. And
Yeah.
but I try not to do that too much either. But it is true. Like you don't know how it's going to be. You don't know what it's going to feel like in a single camera. You don't have any sense really of
Yeah.
are we all making the same show or the same movie, because it's all going to be
it's so
put
hard.
together later.
Yeah, it's so hard.
And
Yeah.
it does just require sort of leaning in and trusting.
Because no one can laugh.
Yeah.
They say set quiet, no one can laugh, so you have no idea if it's funny or not.
Yeah, and then if you start working towards a laugh in that environment, it's
Yeah.
terrible. Because you're like,
you're drowning.
but it's not even whether it's funny or not. Now.
Yeah.
I just sometimes you're like, you just don't know if how it's.
You have to. There's a lot of trust that goes in.
There's a lot of trust, and that's why it's like,
Yeah.
if you're working with people you trust, then they'll tell you if you need to do it again.
The problem is that if you don't trust them.
Exactly. And
I've
the
done
problem
some
is,
independent stuff where
That's-
I don't believe you.
that is exactly like exactly because you know like if you've got a great director and you've got a great editor, like
Yeah.
somewhere in there someone is going to say to you like,
Yeah.
you're great, we got what we need.
Yes.
It doesn't always have to feel good to you, but
Yeah,
if you're not working with competent people,
right.
yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
yeah, because sometimes you see it put together and you're like, that was terrible.
fucking terrible. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard.
Is there a lot of like yes men that are like, oh, you did great, but you know in your bones that you didn't?
No, I don't think the studios and real directors and people that have vision are yes men.
Okay.
No, because it's like they see it and they know what they want and they know what they need. So if you're not giving that, they're gonna ask you to do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just did it a month ago, and they were like, "All right, take that line out and add this line. It'll make more sense when this person, because he just improvised this line,
Right.
eyes on it, and cultural impact, and it's lesser now, right?
Oh, yeah.
You feel that, right?
For sure.
How do you feel about that?
it makes me sad.
Yeah.
In the same way that we're talking about, replacing. I mean, I know you have your dream of a big old can, lots of AI bots that smell good running around. But for us, for me, it sounds a bit like a nightmare, and it feels. It feels similar because we're all becoming more and more atomized, compartmentalized, and so then we don't get to have, like, you do stand up, which maybe is like the last vestige of, because you can't really. That will always be that. But the size of the crowds and your experience, like, in terms of how much the appetite for stand-up, has that changed since like streaming? It hasn't affected that.
No, because I generally play clubs, and I've always sold out clubs. You know what I mean? Rarely do I not sell out a club, but now I'm doing theaters.
Okay.
Right. So now it's a little. The game is up. You know what I mean? And but they're still selling very good. But for me, it's like every choice that I make is I feel bad about the people. You know what I mean? People are like, I drove 3 hours to come to your show, and it's like, you know what I mean? And if gas prices are, you know what I mean, what they are, it makes me feel bad.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So
I think maybe the appetite for stand-up, to your question, like for me as like someone who's just chronically online, is that it can exist in so many different clippable like formats on like TikTok, whereas like big shows cannot, right? And then now you have 50 million other options on streamers. But stand-up, I think, has only maybe blossomed because now you can consume it everywhere.
Right.
On TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram.
My fear is, will podcasting eventually fade away? Because this is like, you don't think so, George? No.
To get into podcasting now, you're up against a different beast because everyone and their mom has one versus 10 years ago or 12 years ago when we started.
11 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So my fear is that this is going to go away. And then if this goes away, then I just have stand-up. And if stand-up goes away, you know what I mean? The little bits I do in acting is not going to, but there's all these fears. But my point is that, you know what I mean? Why do you look like that?
Because I just think I'm empathetic, but I also think that they're.
I think I saved enough money for me to go, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Goodbye.
Yeah.
But you're like the acting used to be, there was a path for being like a middle class actor doing pilots. I was just like, if I can just do a pilot every year, they never got picked up. They were never great.
Yeah.
But I was like, I kept getting them.
Yeah.
I felt so lucky. I got health insurance.
Yeah.
I had enough money to live.
Yeah.
Do a commercial. It's a national. Oh my God, that's insane. Maybe another commercial that's like a regional. Oh my God, that's it. That's all I need to do to live my life.
Yes.
So that doesn't even exist at all.
I know a middle class actor, like a very good character actor, who had to sell his house. All right, but.